Oh, a dark one. Hey everybody, Alicide here. Welcome back to the show. So grab yourself a beer and let's talk some video games. So leading off my stories for this week is the big news coming out of Microsoft that they have dropped all of that DRM BS that everybody was complaining about, which is a massive win for us, the consumer, and the internet, and every other pundit that was writing about it or vlogging about it or what have you. And of course, there's still some arguing going on because of course people have come out of the woodwork saying that this is a bad thing that they've dropped DRM because now we've lost features that would only have been available if DRM had been a thing on the Xbox One. My question to them is, why can't Microsoft still implement these features without the DRM? That just doesn't make sense. I feel like Microsoft is pulling these things simply out of spite. The one major feature that people have been complaining about is the family sharing plan, which we really didn't have too much information on in the first place, and there's been a few rumors going around that the sharing was actually only hour-long demos that your family and friends would be able to use. So I don't think that's a major loss, and frankly, if there were any other cool features that they're now pulling, shame on them, because they could definitely implement them very easily. Then there's one other tidbit that came out this week. Don Matrick was on his horse again, stating that they're over-delivering on value, meaning we should be thanking them for pricing the Xbox One where they did, because they're delivering us thousands of dollars worth of value in this new console. To which I say, oh, what the hell is this? This is supposed to be an IPA. Baltic IPA. That's a new one. So Microsoft aside, let's talk about some games that we're going to have coming up. As I mentioned in a video a couple of weekends ago, Game Gear games are going to be coming out on the Nintendo eShop, and I believe that will be starting next week when they update the eShop. And they're releasing 3 games from the Game Gear: Sonic Blast, Tails Adventure, and a JRPG called Defenders of Oasis. Both of those Sonic games are extremely good. I would definitely recommend giving them a shot if you're kind of pining for a good Sonic game. And I haven't ever heard of or played the Defenders of the Oasis game, so I can't throw a recommendation at you on that one. But I would definitely check out the Sonic games, especially since they're both at or under $5 a piece, and they're extremely hard to find as it is, so that's a pretty good deal. I actually remembered to leave room over here this week so that my head isn't in the middle of all the trailers and videos that I put up. And last up on my list of things to talk about today, Hotline Miami will be released on PSN this week. If you haven't checked out that game yet, I would highly recommend giving it a go, with one warning that it is extremely violent and very disturbing. So if you're on the younger side of things, or if you've got a weak stomach, I would not recommend that you check this one out. If you need a little bit of a signpost or like a marker, I would equate this to the video game version of American Psycho. So if you're familiar with that movie or that book at all, then that's about as close as you can get to this video game. We also got a little bit of news about the sequel that'll be coming. It's called Hotline Miami 2 Wrong Number, and they showed it off a little bit at E3. They actually set up a trailer outside of the convention center, but news has been leaking out over this past week. We got a teaser trailer for it, which is also quite graphic, and I'll link you to it rather than put it up here so that we don't get too much blood on my screen or your screen. And it seems like the story on this one's going to be taking place both before, during, and after the events of the original. So it's going to be following a bunch of separate storylines just to give you more of a feel for the universe, since it sounds like they had quite a broad story that they had put together and they didn't get to use everything that they wanted to. And it sounds like the events taking place after the original will focus more on copycats of the original vigilante murders that took place in Hotline Miami. It looks fantastic. It doesn't look like the gameplay is going to be changing much, which is a good thing because the gameplay mechanics of this game are extremely smooth, quick, and simple, which is three of my favorite words when it comes to control. And yeah, so we'll see. It looks great, it sounds great. Again, if you're not into violence or blood or anything like that, stay away from this one. So I think that about does it for the news that I had for you today. If I did happen to miss any big stories or anything that caught your interest, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know about it. And also, if you enjoyed the video at all or what have you, make sure you leave a like or subscribe if you haven't watched me before. I do appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping by and grabbing a beer with me. So until next time, I'm Alicide. Cheers everybody, and I'll see you next weekend. And a little bonus here at the end. I actually have a video submission in with Geek and Sundry for their open call for vloggers. And I went a little bit in a different direction than I do with my gaming videos, in that I'm going to be talking about food science over there. So if you would like to check that out, I'll leave you a link down below. Please be sure to vote if you enjoy it and leave me some feedback so that I know where I should be going with that or if I'm on the right track at all. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.